I'm here with Stephen Austin, the Managing Director of World's Only Iran Country Fund. Hello, Stephen.
Hi.
You've actually spent a lot of time in the Middle East, and now lately you've been very much concentrated and been working on Iran. How is Iran doing financially nowadays?
Well, Iran's doing very well because, as a sort of example of unintended consequences, the United States has been trying to establish a financial embargo globally around Iran for the last 5 years, and the unintended consequences that Iran cut off from the world's financial system has not suffered the affliction of the systemic global credit crunch, nor has it suffered the problems of a mass flight to the exit by overseas investors. We are the only foreign investors in the country, and we're building up our investments. So that has led to the extraordinary fact that the Tehran stock index is one of, as far as I'm aware, only 2 stock indexes in the world today in positive territory year to date.
All right. What about in Finland, a lot of people actually are aware of the embargoes against Iran, but don't you think that is a problem, and how to deal with that?
Well, not really. It doesn't make life easy for Iranians to run an efficient economy or to attract foreign investment, and certainly there has been a negative impact. But if you try to understand Iran, it's a country that offers many of the characteristics of some of the most successful economies today. It has the hydrocarbon cash flows of Saudi Arabia. It's the second largest gas reserves in the world and the 4th largest oil exporter. It has the industrial base and human resources of a China or an India, 70 million people, 70% under 30 years old, 28% of high school graduates go on to university, and that's shown in the type of activities in the industrial base. Iran manufactured 1 million cars last year. And it has the basic industrial commodities characteristics of Australia. Iran ranks worldwide number 4 to number 9 producer in zinc, aluminium, manganese, iron ore, and copper. And in fact, the world's second largest copper mine is the Sarcheshme copper mine in Iran. So you have the kind of economic attractions of an Australia, an India, and a Saudi Arabia all rolled up into one. Yes, the embargoes have a negative impact on all of that, but even so, the whole package is very dynamic, and the privatization program that the Iranians have embarked upon means that the economy is being restructured in a very positive and attractive way.
What about the political system in Iran? How does that reflect to the investment environment?
Well, the political system is very positive to the private sector. First of all, it's worth pointing out that Iran is the largest democracy in the Middle East. It is a working democracy with an elected government. The political system, the political class, is very much dedicated towards the liberalization of the economy, and more specifically, the leadership has embarked on what is probably the most ambitious privatization program ongoing in the world today. Specifically, the government is trying to privatize 80% of the economy by bringing all government-owned businesses in all sectors outside of defense and oil extraction into the private sector through the mechanism of the stock market. Privatization program is estimated to be worth $130 billion.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Then what about investing in Iran for a non-Iranese? How can that be done, and is it worth doing it? Why invest in Iran?
Well, the central planks of an investment into Iran, I think, or why would you do it, are really threefold. First of all, Iran is a high-yield market in an environment globally where interest rates are going to zero. yields on Iranian equities are in the 16-17% range. Secondly, Iran is decoupled from the markets by dint of this financial embargo. So, consequently, it's one of the few, safe havens is perhaps a big word, but it's certainly one of the few markets in the world that's not been affected by the global systemic credit crunch. And thirdly, and let's not forget, the impact of the incoming US administration of a new president who, during his campaign, stated that it was his intention to engage in constructive dialogue with Iran, is going to be in the long term very positive, because I do believe that Iran is on a trajectory to resolve its differences with the Western powers and the outside world in general and be reintegrated back into the investable universe.
Right, very interesting. What if someone in Finland or in Europe would like to invest in Iran? Where to get more information, how to sort of like get started?
Well, I'd certainly look at the Tehran Stock Exchange site. If you Google Tehran Stock Exchange, you'll find the web address, and there is an English language side of the site, so you'll be able to look at a lot of information there. The Economist Intelligence Unit publishes some very good reports on Iran, which I find very helpful. And then, of course, there's our own fund with its various investments. We have a website, www.firstpersiafund.com, and you can find quite a lot of information on that site too.
All right, thank you very much for the interview, Stephen.
Kiitos, you're welcome.